Hello, brothers and sisters and seekers. Hello, I'm out here at a park right now. It's actually what time is it? 1:53. So it's afternoon, but it looks it's a little forecast. But anyway, I wanted to uh, not address that's not the word I'm looking for. I wanted to clarify, I guess maybe that's a better word to use, something, because one of I don't know if it was a subscriber or just someone who was just commenting on the video that I posted for the seekers. And sister, I do appreciate your comment. I appreciate your engagement, and you gave a beautiful idea stating that I should perhaps retitle that video to, I believe you said, those seeking for Christ, seeking it. It was very, very much tailored directly to seeking salvation. And I completely understand why you would say that. But let me explain why, and I want to explain this to everyone. And the funny thing is, I was going to go into this anyway. So when she said that, I said, okay, this is a perfect time. So let me explain why I say the word seekers. So not too long ago, someone I knew, we would have our biblical discussions and what have you. And somehow we started to talk about the three wise men, and then we start talking about seekers, people who are seeking the Lord, or people who are seeking that maybe they don't know exactly what it is that's true, what's right, but they're asking God, and they're looking. They're seeking. They're seekers. And so sometimes they've crossed paths with people who call themselves Christians, who are not a very good representation of Christianity. And so they've turned off to that. Like, they've turned their ears and their eyes off to that, or their hearts off to that, right? And so then God has to kind of play cleanup, if you will, to whatever they were exposed to that was a misrepresentation of Him. But that He still understands they are seeking Him. They don't know who He is, but they're seeking Him, right? So that's a call. It's a general call out to people who are seeking. But listen, here was the thing, though, because before you left me this comment, I had myself considered. I was like, well, maybe seeker sounds too general. Maybe that's just not the best word to use, even though I use it in all of my videos, right? I say, welcome, brothers, sisters, and seekers. And then I came across, while I was reading Acts. I'm still in Acts. There's, like I said, when it comes to the Word of God, there's always so much revelation, right? And it's like passage after passage after passage, you're going to pull something out of it. So you can stay in one book for a while. But here, I read this the other day before you even left that comment. And then it just became even clearer to me that seekers is the word to use. And this is in Acts 17. I'm going to read it to you, okay? And it says here, it's Acts 17. Let's start at Acts 17. Let's start at verse 26. From one man He made every nation of men, that they should inhabit the whole earth. And He determined their appointed times and the boundaries of their lands. God intended that they would seek Him and perhaps reach out for Him and find Him, though He is not far from each one of us. For in Him we live and move and have our being. And then this is Paul speaking to the people, but then he says this next, and this is where it encapsulates all the seekers, okay? As some of your own poets have said, now he's speaking to Gentiles, we are His offspring. You see that? Therefore, being offspring of God, We should not think that the divine being is like gold or silver or stone. And he goes on basically to give them the understanding that God is not an idol. Okay. And this is a screenshot that I'm reading off of, and I didn't go but so far. But the point is, people who are seeking, the reason it's being said so broadly is because they're seeking from east to west, north to south, right? And they're coming from all kind of various backgrounds, and they don't know. Some people, a lot of people, they don't know, and some people don't. They know there's some. When someone is seeking, like, they know something is out there, they know something is real. They're being drawn to God, because we all have the knowledge in our conscious that there is a God. We know that is biblical, what I just said. I know people get thrown off by certain words like saying conscious. I'm not saying Christ consciousness. That's not what I'm saying. The New Age term. What I am saying is the word of the Lord lets us know, the word of the living God lets us know that he created all of us with a knowing of knowing that he is real, with a knowing that there is a creator, with a knowing that there is a God. Okay. So there are those who are just honest about that, and they're seeking. It's just that they don't know who is it. They don't know. And I gave all of the reasons why that could be. Okay. So that's the reason why I use the word seeking, even though, again, I want to say thank you so much for your engagement, sister. I appreciate you. And this is why I use the word seekers. Okay. So that was the one thing I wanted to talk about, and I was going to cover that anyway. So that was perfect timing. The other thing is, I want to talk about this too. And I might just, you know what? I'm going to make it short with the other one. So stay tuned, and I'll talk to y'all later. Love you.